Okay, hello everybody. This is gonna be my presentation on the gummy bear experiment that we did. Okay, I guess I can just do it like this. Okay, so interactive presentation. Number one, gummy bear, and as you can see, I put a picture of a gummy bear as my background. Alrighty, so this is my first video of me conducting the experiment. Okay, here are my three gummy bears. Hot water solution, the salt water solution. And go ahead and put them in. Alrighty. Here's their labels. See you in about 10 hours. Alrighty. So before we go actually into my results and things like that, they kind of want to go over how the experiment is conducted as far as the end results on why certain things do what they do. So to get started with that, I put in my presentation, we're going to talk about osmosis. The definition of osmosis is a movement of water molecules from a solution of high concentration to solution of lower concentration through a semi-permeable membrane. So later on, you'll see in my results that what happened to the gummy bears, and so it kind of make a little bit more sense. So the gummy bear's role in the experiment is to act as a semi-permeable surface. This let water molecules flow in and out of the gummy bear. Okay. Next, hypertonic solution. So this is going to be another definition on how this correlates to what happens in the end results of my experiment. So a hypertonic solution is when a solution has a higher osmotic pressure than another solution does. In our experiment, the reason why the gummy bear shrinks in this saturated saltwater solution is due to that the water moved from the gummy bear to the container, which is like the gummy bear essentially the water kind of goes through it. So it moved from going to the gummy bear where it's going to expand to the saltwater solution. So it has a tendency to want to go to the salt water instead of the gummy bear. So with that being said, this is why the saltwater solution is the hypertonic solution in this case. There's a natural tendency for the water to want to leave the gummy bear and go into an isotonic solution. That was kind of just what I was explaining earlier about how the water wanting to leave the gummy bear, which in a sense it would expand. So instead of staying and expanding, it then goes to the salt water where it shrinks. So this video, you're supposed to see how the gummy bear essentially would do said things, but in this video, you'll see what happens. Okay, this is the next day, soaked for about 10 hours, I would say. This is the normal gummy bear. And then this is the top water one. It looks almost translucent in here now compared to saltwater one where it's still very full and thick. I'm gonna go ahead and take them out so we can see. Oh snap. It's kind of slippery, sorry. Here we go. Okay, that's the tap water one. As you see, compared to the smaller gummy bear, the normal size gummy bear, it did grow. So now for the saltwater one. Compared to the normal gummy bear, it did actually pretty much stay the same. I think this is due to the way that I put in the gummy bear. So if you can, I don't think you kind of see on here, but the arms and legs kind of did shrink.
I think that's just because of the way that I put it in. It was facing the salt. While as for the normal gummy bear, they still have like arms and legs, but on the saltwater one, it's more or less like nubs now. So in that case, yes, it did shrink, but I think the main reason why it didn't shrink completely, as in the presentation, or like the pictures in the presentation, is due to the amount of salt I had. Um, I probably should have put a lot more salt in there so it could fully shrink, as seen in the pictures that were in the presentation that we had to do.
Perfect. So let's kind of go deeper into the mistakes that I made in the experiment. Okay. So the mistake that I think I made while doing this experiment is I think that I did not put enough salt into my salt water mixture. In my observation, I saw that where the gummy bear was placed in the container facing down directly into the salt, that area did shrink a little bit. The arms, the nose, the legs of the gummy bear became almost like nubs when comparing it to the normal gummy bear. I now know for the next time that I need to put more salt in the mixture so it can shrink correctly. Yeah, so just to kind of go over that a little bit more. As I kind of explained in the video, and I don't think you guys can see from the video, but I put salt. Obviously, I put salt in the container with the water, but I don't think I put enough in there to where it would fully shrink to where it's supposed to be. I think with a lot more salt added to the mixture, it would then shrink completely. Because I did see from the experiment that parts of it did shrink, but I also can see where it didn't, and it kind of stayed the same. So I think in my from my observation, it was kind of stayed in the middle as a whole. So like it since it technically is tap water, but now it's salt water. I think since if obviously you saw with the tap water, it grew. I think since I did have salt in the water, it stopped it from like growing bigger, but it also the amount of water I did have in there and not enough salt made it not shrink the way properly, I guess you could say properly the way it should have. Um, yeah. This is my reference on where I kind of got most of my information from as far as going over like the osmosis and the hypertonic solutions. It kind of gave me a little bit more insight into conducting this experiment and understanding the experiment a little bit more. And that is my presentation on gummy bears. Thank you.